Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome if you're new. I hope you're all doing well and welcome back to a really exciting reading vlog. So in today's video, we're going to be reading 3 ebooks I have been dying to read that Booktube don't talk about. So not only am I really excited to read them, I don't think you guys would have really heard about them unless you've heard them from me. So let's just jump in and discuss the 3 books I'm planning to read in this reading vlog. The first book is The 2-Week Wait by Lucy C. Williams, and this was actually an e-arc that I requested on NetGalley. The book has now come out, so I'm a little bit late to reviewing it. I am still so eager to read it, and it's all about 5 women who come together on a forum due to their issues with infertility and not being able to have a child easily. I don't know why, but this topic just really interests me. Obviously it's going to have major trigger warnings for infertility. I don't really know much more than that, but I'm hoping this reading vlog can kind of give you guys more idea on kind of what to expect when going into this book. I'm personally really excited for it. I'm going to do a little predictions. I am predicting this is going to be a 3.5 to a 4-star read, so fingers crossed. I'm really excited to get to this one, but I don't think it's going to be the first book I pick up. The next book I'm planning to read in this vlog is A Sweet Mess by Jayci. This one did actually make my TBR, yay. So if you do want to see my July TBR, I'll link it up above and down below, even though this video is coming out hopefully on July 13th. That's my aim, just under 2 weeks to read 3 books. I think that's doable if I get my reading mojo back. But A Sweet Mess basically follows our main character Aubrey, who runs a really successful bakery. However, one night she meets a guy, has a one-night stand, but she doesn't realise that that guy is a food critic and has just given one of the worst reviews for her restaurant bakery, and it's a hate to love, enemies to lovers romance. So I'm really excited to get to this one, and I think this might be the first one I pick up. My predictions for this one is going to be a 4-star. I think I'm going to really enjoy this one if I like Jayci's writing, so once again, fingers crossed. And then the last book I'm planning to read, which I think might be a 5 stars, is Black Buck by Mateo Askaripour. I felt this is the book that you would have heard most from me because I talk about it a lot. I was anticipating its release when it came out in like February, March time, and I've been eager to read it ever since. I'm finally getting around to it. But this book basically follows our main character who starts life as a coffee barista at the bottom of a tower block, and he slowly works his way up to the top of the tower block and becomes CEO of the company up there. And I think it's a mix between fiction and self-help, which is why I was interested in reading it in the first place. And the reason I wanted to do this vlog is because I just neglect my ebooks a bit too much. So if I have a focus and a purpose for reading them, I'm hoping to get through a little bit more of my ebook TBR. Once again, I do have a whole video of my ebook TBR, so if you want to see that, I'll link it above and down below for you guys. But yeah, lots of videos for you guys to watch, but I really hope you enjoy this one. So without further ado, let's just crack on to my first book, which I think is going to be A Sweet Mess. But maybe I'll do 1 chapter of each and see which one I kind of want to read first. Actually, I think that's a really good idea. Let's kind of mix this into try a chapter, and I'll do a chapter of each book, and I'll come back with kind of an update on which one I'm going to continue with first. That's a good plan. Let's do that. Yay! I hope you enjoyed this video. It is like literally 2 seconds later. I just changed positions because I'm actually going to read the first chapter of The 2-Week Wait now while I wait for the clock to strike 8 for me to have to start work. I have 20 minutes, so I think that's a good enough time to read the first chapter. So here is The 2-Week Wait. I am going to click read. How long is the first chapter? Obviously this is all kind of skew with because the pages don't correspond to like a paperback on my phone. So yeah, let's see. Oh, okay. This book literally has 2 parts, part 1 and part 2, and there's 50 pages in the first chapter. So I'm not going to read 50 pages, but I will give it up to page like 20 and see where I'm at, and I will update you once I've read those 20 pages. I'm like 11 pages in and I've laughed out loud once already, and there's mention of a golden retriever puppy. So I'm happy. Okay, I'm back. I read to page 16 of an ebook, so probably not very many pages at all in a physical paperback form. but I think this book is told in diary entries because we got Monday 1st of Feb, day 1 of the 2-week wait, and now we have another section of that diary entry, Monday the 1st of February, day 1 of the 2-week wait, and we're getting different perspectives, and one of my buzzwords is multiple perspectives, so I'm really, really excited. So we've just had the perspective of Jane, and we're just about to go into the perspective of Bex, because it does follow 5 ladies who are all in the same kind of similar situation of not being able to have a child, whether that's infertility or whatnot, I don't know yet, but I've laughed out loud. There's possibility of a golden retriever puppy, so I'm looking forward to this book already. I'm going to stop reading now, get breakfast, jump onto work, but maybe after work or on my lunch break, I will read another chapter of A Sweet Mess or Black Buck. We'll see. But yeah, enjoying a 2-week wait so far. Possibly the book I start first, but I've only read probably 16 pages. So yeah, yay. I'm just having this revelation of loving reading and loving creating content again. So this is exciting. Hi guys, you're joining me from my living room, so it might be a bit more echoey. I don't know, I've never really filmed in here before. I've just opened up A Sweet Mess. The first chapter of this book has 18 pages in it, so I'm going to read the first 18 pages of this book and then come back in with my thoughts, and then we'll only have one more book to read until I'm going to decide to continue with first. So yeah, I'm excited for this one. I have really high hopes for A Sweet Mess. I'm so excited by the premise. So yeah, let's just crack on with reading. What is it today with dual perspectives in books? A Sweet Mess also has dual perspective. Okay, first chapter read, straight into the action, straight into the sexual tension, very not insta love, but they're already pining over each other, the main character and Landon. So you have Aubrey, who is the cake shop owner, and then Landon, who is the food critic, and they've already met in the first chapter. You get both perspectives, Audrey and Landon's perspective. There's already sexual tension in the first chapter, so it might be a bit insta-lovey, who knows, but I laughed out loud, I chuckled, I'm already kind of vibing with the writing and stuff. So this is also a major contender. We just have Black Buck to go now, so I'm going to grab lunch and then probably read Black Buck at the end of my lunch break to try and get all 3 read before this evening, and then this evening I can pick one to fully immerse myself in and read for the rest of the night. So that's my plan, but I am so happy right now. Both books have been a hit so far, which is brilliant. Hi guys, we are now going to start Black Buck, which I have already kind of started because as I was about to start the book, I realised the author's note was at the front. However, the author's note is written as the main character, so the main character is Buck, but Buck is acting like the author, and I think that's kind of where the non-fiction self-help kind of merges with the fiction. And I'm so intrigued already. So I read the author's note. It's very much, this is kind of how to create the life you want as a salesman. Everyone's a salesman. Every single day is a deals day. And I'm so intrigued. And the first chapter is 13 pages. So I'm going to read that now and let you know what I think. But I do think I'm going to kind of pick between the kind of 2 just fiction books. But we'll see how this first chapter goes. Oh my god, okay, it says, the day that changed my life was like every other day before it, except that it changed my life. I suppose that makes it as important as a birthday, wedding, or bankruptcy, which is why I celebrate the 20th of May every year like it's my birthday. Why the hell not? If you guys know, the 20th of May is when I met JLS through Raise Sunshine, which is a children's charity who grant wishes for seriously ill children. So the 20th of May holds a major, massive place in my heart. It means so much to me that date because I met JLS for the first time. I do celebrate it like it's a birthday, so connection, what? Okay, I'm back. I finished the first chapter of Black Buck and I am once again intrigued. I'm definitely not vibing with it as much as the other 2, so I think this one's kind of off the table to read first, but that's not saying I'm not enjoying it. I am really enjoying it. I love how it's written and that Buck is the main character, but also the narrator, speaking to you, he breaks it up. It's really well done for the first chapter. I'm intrigued, but because it is more of that like businessy mindset sort of story, and I am just coming out of a slump. I think starting with one of the other 2 books would be kind of beneficial to just kind of really try and get me back into reading. So that is the plan. I think I might just go for Sweet Mess, just because that was what I was predicting to start with first, and that one did make me chuckle. And I just think a smutty kind of sexual tension filled rom-com sort of book, enemies to lovers, is kind of my sort of vibe right now. So I'm going to start with Sweet Mess, but I am also going to read all 3 of these books in this reading vlog. I'm excited. I'm going to start Sweet Mess officially, so I'll probably come in with a 50% way through update of Sweet Mess when I get there. So yeah, I will see you soon in the next clip, but for me it might be days. Hi guys, it's now the next day. It's the 2nd of July and I'm 175 pages into A Sweet Mess, which is the 50% mark. I'm pretty proud of myself for getting this far through this quickly. I'm hoping that just means the reading vlog's going to not take too much time to film and read the books for. Fingers crossed. I wanted to come in with a 50% kind of checkpoint update. I'm enjoying it. I'm really enjoying the sexual tension because nothing's happened yet apart from their one night stand, and also we're halfway through the book. So if you like slow burn romances, this book will definitely be up your alley because the sexual tension is there. It's really there. But other than that, it's good. I'm enjoying it, but it's not knocking me off my feet sort of thing, if that makes sense. But I do think it will probably level out to like a 3.5 stars. I am really enjoying it. I do enjoy the writing style. It's really easy to read. It's really quick to get through, as you can probably tell, because it is literally the next day. I'm enjoying it. Nothing like mind-blowingly amazing apart from if they eventually have sex officially. It might be quite mind-blowing then, but I don't know if the author will do smut scenes. I'm not sure, but I guess time will see. I'll come in with a final update once I finished it, hopefully either tomorrow, which is Saturday, or Sunday. I'm hoping to finish it by the end of the week, so fingers crossed. But yeah, enjoying it so far, just nothing mind-blowing. Hi guys, it is now the next day, the 3rd of July, and I'm coming in because I have finished A Sweet Mess by Jayci, and my predictions were correct. I have rated it a 4 stars. I know when I last updated you at the 50% mark that my kind of prediction was going to be like a 3-star because it was nothing too amazing, but as soon as I turned my camera off after that clip, it's when kind of the story really started to get going and I started to really feel engrossed in the story and the characters, and the second half of the book was just so good for me. I really felt immersed in the story. I loved the writing style. I loved the 2 main characters, Aubrey and Landon. Why did I forget them? Oh my god. And these side characters are really good as well. It's heavily focused on cooking. It's about Aubrey, who owns a bakery, and then Landon is a food critic, and when Landon goes to the bakery to not even to review it, just to go in on an off chance, and he gets given a cake that was meant for a 6-year-old's birthday cake, so it has peanut butter and jelly worms inside it. He gives the bakery a really bad review, and then he meets Aubrey on the off chance and they have a one night stand because they really hit it off, and then he realizes after he's written the review who that Aubrey is, and kind of consequences start to occur, and due to this kind of catalyst of having a bad review and wanting a better name for Aubrey than kind of letting her bakery go down the drain, he invites her onto a TV show, and she ends up like creating recipes and desserts and stuff for his TV show, and a romance ensues from there. And it was just like the most wholesome, heartwarming story. You got some background into the characters on kind of where their families were and how they were brought up. So I thought the character development was really good. I can't tell you too much more than that because it would spoil future references, but as soon as I came in on a 50% update and I realised that it was like not a 3-star anymore, that it was going to be like a 4 stars. Like the sexual tension in this book was incredible. So if you like food-based stories, a really cute kind of love interest story, as well as high stakes sexual tension. There isn't any smut scenes, like it gets cut off before like the juicy stuff really starts to happen, but the sexual tension is there. And there's this one scene in particular that got me so hot under the collar because of the sexual tension that I was just like, wow. So yeah, maybe not much smut, but Jayci is definitely very good at doing sexual tension, so definitely recommend this book if you want to check it out. I really enjoyed it, and I think I'm going to try and get myself a physical copy so I can have it in my possession, because obviously this is a whole ebook reading vlog, so I don't own any of the books. I wish I could show them to you, but I'll put them on screen. But yeah, oh my god, I really enjoyed it. I loved it so much. I highly recommend it. One book done for this reading vlog was a success, and I cannot wait to read the next 2. So I'll keep you posted and keep you updated, and yeah, I'll see you in the next clip. Hi guys, I'm coming in with an update because I'm now at the 50% mark of The 2-Week Wait by Lucy J. Lewis, and I'm not loving it. I know I said this about A Sweet Mess, but this one I'm really not loving, whereas A Sweet Mess was just like, it was good, but it's nothing amazing. Whereas this one I'm like not wanting to read as much, and it's just kind of a bit more of a slog to get through. I have actually looked at reviews already just to see what other people's kind of views and thoughts are, because this isn't a very well-known book at all. I got it to NetGalley ARC, so I'm always a little bit more wary of NetGalley ARCs. No offense, unless they're well-known books, I'm a little bit wary of them. And then I brought the ebook myself because the NetGalley ARC expired. I don't know if I explained that or not at the beginning of the intro. There aren't many reviews out there in the first place. And I was trying to find Own Voices reviews because obviously this book does focus heavily around infertility, endometriosis, as well as polycystic ovaries. I think that's how you pronounce it. But a lot of kind of trigger warnings for different health issues relating to infertility, basically. So I was trying to find Own Voices reviewers because I personally don't suffer from any of those. Thank God. I'm very, very grateful. But obviously there are people out in the world that do suffer from those and then therefore get infertility issues. But the only review I could find that was Own Voices was that it was a very inaccurate representation, very false and not real whatsoever. But then everyone else, I don't know whether they were Own Voices or not because they didn't address that, said that it was accurate and that it was real. So I'm kind of a very 50-50 on how to feel about this book, because I don't know how many of those reviews were Own Voices and how many of those reviews were just enjoyment kind of based. But the one person who did actually say that she was suffering from infertility and has done for 5 years said that it was an inaccurate kind of representation on the whole thing and very dramatised. I do feel this is a very dramatised book. It's very bitchy. It basically is in the format of the forum that the 5 girls create to wait out this 2-week wait with between ovulation and getting pregnant. And they have the whole forum and you go back and forth between chatting between the forum and then having individual chapters on each of the 5 girls, varying from different backgrounds and families and reasons why they can't get pregnant. And between those forums, it does get very, very bitchy, and it's very hatred on men. Not to say that men rule all, because they don't, but the men are very, very annoying in this book. They're very much, it's your issue, it's not my issue, I don't care, keep me out of it. Honestly, husbands and boyfriends and partners who are people trying to get pregnant should be supportive, and that's kind of rubbing me up the wrong way because I'm just like, the men are like dicks. So not loving it at the 50% page mark. I would love to get this book done today just so I can get it over and done with, but I don't know if that's possible. It is the 5th of July, just to let you know on timelines. Yeah, that's kind of all I have to say. I'll probably update you again once I finish the book, but it's going to be probably like a 2.5 if it gets any better, 3 stars. But just because of that very long kind of in-depth review from that Own Voices reviewer, the only one I could find, and I don't want to judge this book just off that one person, but it's very hard to find reviews and I'm trying my best to kind of research for myself, but because it's not a very known book, it is hard. But if you do want to go into this book and you do have trigger warnings for infertility, I would try and look out for reviews before going into it, because it could be harmful in the way the authors dramatised it. But I can't base these thoughts off my own opinions and my own experiences because I haven't experienced any of this before. But yeah, not loving the book, and by Own Voices reviewers, other people haven't enjoyed that book because it's not very accurate. That's all I kind of have to say for now, but I'll keep you posted on how I feel about it, and I'll come in with an update once I've finished it. Hi guys, it is now the 6th of July and I'm coming in because I have finished The 2-Week Wait by Lucy J. Lewis. I gave it a 2.5 stars. After finishing it yesterday, I actually managed to read like 210 pages of it yesterday. I just wanted to get it done because I wasn't enjoying it all that much, hence kind of the rating. I found it very, very bitchy, and I didn't feel like it needed to be that dramatized and that bitchy, if that makes sense. All the guys, apart from one kind of partner, were very unsupportive. They were just being douchebags. They didn't care about their partner's kind of well-being and stuff during this like 2-week wait, which is obviously meant to be a really difficult time and is obviously a very difficult time. Obviously, I'm not Own Voices. I haven't really found that many Own Voices reviewers for this book either, because it's a very small known book that like not many people have reviewed it at all. And I just found it to be over dramatic and very dramatized, like a lot of other people have said. Like, there didn't need to be that many kind of hurdles to come across. It just felt like it was unnecessary, if that makes sense. And therefore it got frustrating to read because you're like, oh really, this again, sort of thing. And you're meant to feel sympathetic towards these characters because they're going through a really difficult time, and instead you just felt anger towards their partners. And I don't think that was the effect that the book was meant to have. I think it is meant to make you feel sympathetic and saddened towards what these women are going through, but instead you're just frustrated. And I don't think the author should have, if she did intend it to be that way, then she shouldn't have. And if it was the writing style, then I wish that it wasn't addressed in such a negative light, if that makes sense. I'm really trying to kind of bring out my thoughts on this book. The one kind of positive I did enjoy about this book was the writing style. I did enjoy the format of this book. It was half written in diary entries between the 5 women, because you get all 5 perspectives, as well as a forum between all the main characters as well. So every so often you switch between the forum that they're sharing and they discuss their thoughts and feelings. And I think each individual character had their own voice, and therefore it was easily distinguishable between each of the characters when you were reading. They all had like familiar usernames as well. So Bex already had one child, so therefore she was Bex at Desperate for Another. So therefore you kind of were able to distinguish who was who with just a little username as well as their voice. And I think that was really well written. And I did enjoy kind of that aspect of the book, and that it was easy to distinguish between the 5 main characters because there were a lot of characters to wrap your head around. So that was kind of like the only positive outlet I had about this book. And therefore, because my enjoyment wasn't there, and the fact that after reading own voice reviewers I have found, as well as other reviewers, I just don't think this book should be highly rated because it isn't addressing the topics in a good light, I don't think. So those are my thoughts on the 2-week wait. I don't recommend it, but if you do want to go into it, make sure you look out for trigger warnings such as infertility issues, IVF struggles, endometriosis, as well as polycystic ovaries. Those are my thoughts on 2-week wait. I'm now going to start Black Buck, which is the last and final book I'm reading for this vlog, but it's 540 pages. So hopefully I won't be too long in coming in with a 50% update for you guys. But yeah, that's where I'm at. I hope you're all doing well. I don't know what else to say. I'll see you when I'm at the 50% mark of Black Buck. Hi guys, it is now the 9th of July and I'm finally at the 50% page mark of Black Buck. It's taken me a little longer to get through than I thought, not because I'm not enjoying it. I didn't know what to expect when I started Black Buck. All I kind of knew was that it was about a main character called Buck, who was a Starbucks barista, and somehow he made it to the top of this tower block and kind of became CEO of this tower block, and he's kind of gone from nothing to being this like big shot guy. But I had no idea what the topics kind of addressed within that storyline. I had no idea kind of really what to expect whatsoever. But I am loving it. It is so, so good. I had an inkling that it was going to be a 5 stars, and I don't think it's going to be a 5 stars. It's going to be like a 4-star, 4.5, a very high 4 stars for sure if it continues the way it's going. I'm at like the 54% page mark, and trying to just give you more depth and more understanding of what this kind of plot follows is that it's about our main character Buck, who is, yes, a coffee barista. And he really, really enjoys his time there. He enjoys his job. He loves how flexible it is. He loves that he gets to spend more time with his mum and his girlfriend. So he's never really like looked for more. And then one day, the kind of big CEO of the company from the tower block up above him comes down for a coffee like he does every day, and he orders his usual, but Buck's like, no dude, try this coffee, and he sells him this idea of this second coffee, and the guy clearly sees something in him and invites him up to become part of the team up in these top floor tower block, but it ends up being a startup tech company. It's very like cliche to startups that you kind of imagine being, like cool, quirky, fun, but he is the only black guy in this company now. And this book really explores the idea of racism in the workplace. There's a lot of racial slurs, there's a lot of racial abuse and stuff that he gets thrown his way. He very much is the outcast and the outsider, but events happen and stuff, and he starts to really find his feet, etc, etc. I don't want to like tell you much more than that, and I think sharing any more than that will be spoilers if you are intrigued to read it, but I do highly recommend it. I am loving it so far. I can't wait to read the rest of it. I'm on a mission to try and finish it today. I know I'm only just past the 50% page mark, so that's another like 240 pages I have to read today, but I am really, really enjoying it, and I do kind of want to get this vlog wrapped up for you guys But yeah, I'm loving it. I think it's going to be a tie between Black Buck and Sweet Mess for favourite book out of this vlog, but I will come up with an update once I finish Black Buck to wrap up this vlog and give tier ratings and final thoughts and stuff on the 3 books that I have read during this vlog. But yeah, loving Black Buck. Highly recommend picking up, and I'm only 50% of the way through. Hi guys, I'm finally here to wrap up this vlog. I have finished Black Buck by Mateo Askaripour, I think is how you pronounce the surname. Loved it. I loved it, loved it, loved it, loved it, loved it so much. I gave it a 4.5 stars out of 5. It just didn't have that 5-star feeling for me, and if you've been following my channel for a while, you know I'm very picky when it comes to 5 stars. But that doesn't mean I didn't love this book. I thought it was absolutely incredible. I didn't know what to expect when coming into this book, but I got everything that I was expecting and more. I thought it was incredibly written. I loved the message the book was trying to address and portray, and the writing style was impeccable. The way that Mateo was able to kind of mix media, fiction and non-fiction was so good. So if you didn't know, this book basically follows our main character Buck, aka Darren. He gets the surname of Buck when he starts a new job at a tech company due to being scouted kind of by the CEO while he was working at Starbucks. Hence why he then gets the name Buck. It's all about racism in the workplace. He's the only black colleague there, and he is surrounded by white fellow colleagues, and he really struggles with racial abuse and racial slurs, etc. And it's about coming to terms with that and kind of not changing who he is because of this. Unfortunately, this does kind of happen, and he kind of loses his way slowly. He able to re-ground himself after kind of some serious issues kind of happen, and he starts up this incredible kind of company of his own to help people in his position who may not have had the best start in life learn how to sell, because in this book it's about Buck, who becomes a salesperson at this company, and therefore he learns the ropes of how to sell and how to kind of make everyday deals day. Then he sets up this kind of company to teach everyone else that have had similar upbringings to him, and it's about empowerment of black and people of colour. And I thought this book was just incredibly done, and I did read the author's note, and Mateo says don't expect his next book to be in any way similar, because this was very much a exploration for him. And I thought, yeah, go for it. It was incredible how he wrote it, and I praise him because I think he did a brilliant job in the way that he mixed the non-fiction fiction, because the way Buck, our main character, narrates the story, he's kind of telling you his story. He's the main character, but he's acting like the author, but Mateo's writing him, if that makes sense. So therefore Buck is the main character but also the author, and he draws you out of the story to kind of say, memorize this paragraph, this is really crucial to kind of up yourself in the business world, etc. So yeah, I thought it was incredibly written, and I think it might be my favorite book I read during this reading vlog. But that kind of wraps up this experimental reading vlog of my own. This is the first time I've done kind of a proper themed reading vlog, and to tell you what, I really enjoyed myself. I had such a fun time at reading the 3 books. Just to recap, I read A Sweet Mess by Jayci, which I gave it 4 stars. A really cute food-based romance enemies to lovers kind of trope that I really enjoyed, and cannot wait for the sequel that follows different characters in part of the same universe. Yay. And then I read The 2-Week Wait by Lucy J. Lewis. Not a massive fan. I gave it 2.5 stars too, because after reading Own Voices reviewers, I don't think the author did justice to the topics that it addressed, which was infertility, IVF, and the 2-week wait in between ovulation and pregnancy. And then obviously we read Black Buck, which I have just discussed my thoughts with you. So yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this video. It's new for me, and I'm hoping it's going to become part of a series, because I do really enjoy talking about lesser known books on Booktube and kind of trying to broaden those books kind of audiences. I read 3 books in this vlog that are kind of less popular and less heard about. So if I've kind of piqued your interest in any of them, let me know which ones down in the comments, which ones are kind of interesting you the most. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a massive thumbs up, because I will continue this series. Comment down below any thoughts and feelings you have about this vlog, about the books I read. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss any more future content. I do content like this, fun themed reading vlogs, weekly reading vlogs, fun TBR games, book recommendations, and everything else your bookish heart could desire. I have it all on this channel, so make sure you're subscribed so you never miss a thing. And without further ado, I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.